flair. Spice it up if you dare. Making magic in a pan. I'm the culinary man. Boiling water start to steam. Mix it up like a dream. Whipping cream to the sky. This kitchen's gonna fly. Only limitation is your imagination. Stirring up creation with pure elation. In the kitchen where dreams come alive. Every flavor worth a dive.
Hey there, Kyle here with Low Tech Sales, the self-proclaimed 4-star executive chef. In the spirit of, fall and, the season and all that, we are going to cook an elk roast. This is a blade roast. We're gonna, do a nice little accompaniment with some potatoes, carrots, mushrooms, and we'll throw it all in a pot. Nice, cold winter's day meal for a bunch of people. Nice, easy meal to get going. And one of the things I want to touch on is silver skin. A lot of people have, bad taste and bad, feelings against silver skin on meat. The silver skin on meat is where all your collagen comes from. There's a big industry right now. Everyone's buying all these supplements and everything, trying to get, all this collagen in their system. It's naturally in meat, but people cut it out and then put in additives to compensate for it. So why not just leave it on? So I'll show you how to do that. The reason people want to take silver skin off is because if you quickly sear it, it becomes tough and hard and everything. We're going to sear this, but then we're going to slow cook it, and that's going to break down all the enzymes and everything in it and make it nice and gelatin-like and nice to the palate. So makes it a lot nicer, and you get all that great nutritional value from the collagen. So let's jump in. We have our blade roast here. This is the front shoulder of an elk. It was freshly harvested, humanely, all that stuff. So here we have our salt. We're gonna, put a nice helping on here. I wanna get it all over. I like to salt and pepper before I even, get the pot warmed up, because that allows it to soak into the meat right before you start cooking and all that. So we'll take our pepper here. Depending on who you're cooking for and all that, you may, be heavier on the pepper, heavier on the salt, lighter on it, whatever. There's a certain someone in my family, they can't handle anything with flavor, so I'm not allowed to use much salt or pepper. So we'll let this set, and we will take our enamel pot here and we'll start warming it up. I have beef tallow here that we will put in here for the searing oil, grease, whatever you want to call it. So we'll take that, bring it over here. So while that's warming up a little bit, the reason we're using an enamel cast iron pot is we want to sear it, quickly sear it. I like to sear in the same pot that I'm going to roast it in, because that keeps all the juices in the pot as you're, roasting it. In the season of fall and everything, Thanksgiving's right around the corner. This is our recipe spatula, long blade spatula, whatever you want to call it. This is one of the items that we like to put recipes on. So we can put a nice design, we can put recipe on both sides, just like this is. On here, this is our cider ingredients for a nice warm cider. It's a great fall Christmas gift. Thanksgiving gift, corporate client gift, stuff like that. We can make this for you, nice cider recipe. You could, wrap it in a bag with all the ingredients that they need to make the cider. It's just a great option for people to use. And so strongly encourage you to get this, but it's a great option to, grab stuff out of a big tub. So we'll take our beef tallow here, get a good amount, and we'll just throw it in there. Now that we have the beef tallow in here, we'll start letting it melt down a little bit. And so what I like to do with roasts is I get a nice sear on it so that it's nice and crispy, because when you're cooking it, slow cooking it, that bark on the outside is going to soften up and everything. So you don't want to burn it, but you want to get it a little crispier than you normally would. So we'll bring this over here and take this guy. Listen to that sizzle. So we'll take this. I want to get a good sear on all sides. We'll just turn this on its side here. And as you can see, so one of the reasons I really like blade roast is, as you can see here, we have the bone, and all that marrow in there is going to melt down and become a part of the stew. Really good flavor in it and everything. I like oshibuku. This is a great, way to, do oshibuku and everything. So that marrow is what I really like in this. Flip it over to the other side now. Again, you're trying to get a good sear on there before you slow cook it. Okay, so now that we have this all seared up and goodness, we'll try and pop it out of here. We'll take it out. So now that we have it off of there, we'll take our beef tallow again. We'll throw some more tallow in there. And so now what we're doing is we're going to make a roux. Try and get all that good crust and everything off the edge. Make a little roux here. Here we have our low-tech 10-inch spoon. Take some of our flour here. Dump that in there. Keep that dry in case we need to use some more flour. So I like to make a nice roux here so that we can get a nice creamy stock. A lot of roux. Turn off the heat here because we're going to start adding our other ingredients. Okay, so now that we have our roux going here, we'll kind of keep it stirred up here so it doesn't get too thick before we add all our stuff. So now what we'll do is we'll take our roast that we just seared and we'll put it back in there. Here we have, potatoes, baby carrots, all that.
Trying to get that camera angle. Trying to give you good angles here.
Put all that stuff in there. Mix that around so that it can get covered by the juices. And then we'll take our mushrooms because need some more flavor. Can't do onions. So now that we have all that in there, so we're using beef stock for this. Wild game stock is something that you have to make yourself or find a special provider for it. I didn't take the time to make my own wild game stock, so we're using beef stock. Okay, now that we have our beef stock in here, we have all of our vegetables that we want. We got a nice good sear on the roast. We'll take this, we'll throw it in. So we'll throw it into a smoker here. You could throw it into an oven. You could throw it into Instapot, crock pot, whatever you wanted. But we're gonna throw this into a smoker here and we'll let it cook until it's nice, juicy, and tender.
Three hours later.
Okay, now that we have it done, we'll take it off. Look at the steam coming off of that. Looks real good. We'll pull this guy out of there. We'll take our chef knife and we'll start serving this up. Trim as much off of this shoulder blade as we can. That's why it's called the blade roast, is you actually have the bone in it. Now that we have this all cut up, we'll start plating. Here we have our steak plate. Nice thing about these is you can put your main dish. So this will be our roast. Put your main dish here, and put your sides on the side here. And then your logo goes right up here at the top. That way your logo is always front and center and prominent, and the food is a nice display. What we'll do is we'll take a few pieces here, make a nice assortment. Then we'll take our sides. Remember we did baby carrots, potatoes, and mushrooms. Take all that. So that's that. Let's give it a try here. Has some great elk, nice and tender, not dry. It's a great option for doing for a large family and everything. Let's try these. Carrots and potato. A potato holds its heat, but delicious, great flavor. Strongly recommend this for your next wild game recipe. Keep in mind, the only limitation is your imagination.